10 Signs of Emotionally Immature Parents. As a licensed counselor, I have seen firsthand how emotionally mature parenting can affect individuals throughout their lives, and in this video, I'm going to explore the 10 key signs of emotionally immature parents. Let's dive in. Number 1, they never take accountability. When something goes wrong, they shift the blame onto others, including their own children. Admitting mistakes feels like a personal attack to them because it threatens their fragile sense of self. Instead of owning up to their actions, they often make excuses or deny their role in conflicts. For children, this creates a deep sense of guilt and responsibility for things that were never their fault. Over time, this can lead to anxiety about making mistakes or fear of confrontation. For example, imagine a parent forgetting to pay a bill and then blaming their child for not reminding them. This teaches you to shoulder burdens that were never yours to bear. You may have been conditioned to constantly seek their approval by over-apologizing or taking on responsibilities that were not your own. As an adult, this behavior often translates into difficulty setting boundaries or asserting yourself because you've internalized their inability to take accountability as your responsibility. This cycle of self-blame can be broken, but it requires a conscious effort to recognize these patterns and practice self-compassion. Also, their lack of accountability often creates an environment of emotional unpredictability. If they can't admit fault, they might lash out in frustration or anger when confronted with their shortcomings. As a child, witnessing this behavior can lead to feelings of insecurity and instability, leaving you hesitant to express your own emotions or needs for fear of their reaction. The second sign of an emotionally immature parent is they claim your achievements as their own. Your successes aren't truly yours in their eyes. They'll say things like, "You got that from me," or "I worked so hard for you to have that opportunity," minimizing your efforts and making everything about them. This often happens at pivotal moments in your life, like graduating from school, receiving a promotion, or excelling in a skill you worked so hard to master. Consider a scenario where you've just won an award after months of dedication and hard work. Instead of celebrating your success, they turn it into a reflection of their own sacrifices. "If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have gotten this far," they might say, as if your accomplishment exists solely as a testament to their parenting. Over time, this kind of behavior can lead to feelings of inadequacy, as if your worth is tied only to how much they can take credit for. As an adult, you might struggle with self-doubt or a tendency to diminish your own achievements. You may find it hard to celebrate yourself because their voice still lingers, questioning whether your accomplishments are truly your own. Breaking free from this requires reclaiming your narrative, acknowledging your hard work, dedication, and talents without feeling obligated to give others undue credit. The third sign of an emotionally mature parent is parentification. Emotionally mature parents rely on their children to meet their emotional needs instead of the other way around. This often starts early with you becoming their confidant, therapist, or problem solver. You might remember being asked to mediate adult conflicts, provide comfort during their emotional breakdowns, or handle responsibilities that were far beyond your age. Parentification places an enormous emotional burden on children. For example, imagine an 8-year-old child being told about their parents' financial struggles or romantic relationships. This kind of role reversal forces the child to grow up too quickly and robs them of their own emotional development. As you grow older, this dynamic often leads to feelings of burnout, resentment, and difficulty prioritizing your own needs because you've been conditioned to put others first. As an adult, you might find yourself in caregiving roles in your relationships, constantly taking on the emotional labor for others while neglecting your own well-being. Recognizing that it wasn't your fault to parent your parents is a vital step towards reclaiming your time, energy, and emotional health. Therapy and support groups can help you learn to set boundaries and practice self-care without guilt. Number 4, triangulation. Instead of addressing conflicts directly, emotionally immature parents use their children as intermediaries to relay messages or mediate disputes. For example, instead of speaking to their spouse or another family member directly, they might ask their child to pass along sensitive or emotionally charged information. This places the child in a very uncomfortable and inappropriate position. Triangulation creates confusion and stress for children as they feel caught in the middle of adult issues they cannot control. This dynamic can lead to feelings of guilt, resentment, or anxiety about conflict. Over time, it fosters a lack of trust and clarity in family communication, leaving children uncertain about their role and responsibilities. As an adult, you may struggle with setting boundaries, fearing conflict, or feeling obligated to mediate in other relationships. Recognizing triangulation as a form of emotional manipulation is a key step towards breaking these patterns. By fostering direct communication and setting clear boundaries, you can work toward healthier and more balanced relationships. The fifth sign of emotionally immature parents is guilt tripping. They use guilt as a weapon to control and manipulate. Phrases like, "after all I've done for you," or "you're so ungrateful," are designed to make you feel indebted to them. Guilt tripping often comes into play when you try to set boundaries, make important independent decisions, or simply put your own needs first. For instance, if you decide to take a job in a different city, they might respond with, "How could you leave me? I'll be all alone." This kind of manipulation leaves you feeling torn between your desires and their demands, often leading to compromised decisions that favor their happiness over your own. Again, over time, guilt tripping erodes your sense of autonomy and fosters resentment. Healing from this dynamic involves recognizing guilt as a manipulation tactic and learning to prioritize your own needs without the fear of disappointing others. It's not easy to unlearn these patterns, but with practice, you can set boundaries confidently and reclaim your independence. Number 6, constant criticism. No matter what you do, it's not good enough. They'll nitpick your choices, appearance, or accomplishments, pointing out flaws rather than celebrating your recent efforts. This can look like subtle backhanded compliments or outright insults, leaving you feeling like you're always falling short. Imagine presenting them with a project you are proud of, only to hear, "It's okay, but it could have been better." Over time, this constant negativity creates an internal critic that is hard to silence. You might develop perfectionistic tendencies, always striving to meet an impossible standard to earn their approval. Constant criticism often creates a paralyzing fear of failure. For example, a child raised under this kind of scrutiny might hesitate to take on new challenges, fearing they'll never be good enough. This fear can manifest in adulthood as procrastination, self-doubt, or even complete avoidance of situations where judgment is involved. Breaking free from this requires learning to challenge your inner critic and practice self-compassion. Celebrate small wins and acknowledge your progress, even if it's imperfect. This mindset shift can rebuild your confidence and silence the echoes of their criticism. Number 7, they praise achievements, not effort. In their world, results matter more than the work you put in. If you brought home a trophy, they'd celebrate it, but if you worked really hard and fell short, your effort might be ignored. This creates a constant pressure to achieve and a fear of failure. This mindset can be particularly damaging during formative years. Imagine a child who practiced tirelessly for a recital but makes a small mistake during the performance. Instead of acknowledging their dedication and courage, the parent focuses on the mistake. This creates a belief that only perfection is acceptable, fostering anxiety and a relentless need for validation. As adults, children raised under this mindset might struggle to value intrinsic rewards or personal growth. They might chase external validation, seeking approval through accolades or tangible results while feeling empty inside. Breaking free from this requires a conscious effort to redefine success as personal growth and resilience. Learn to appreciate the journey, not just the destination, and surround yourself with people who value your effort, not just the outcome. The 8th sign of an emotionally immature parent is emotional unavailability. They might be physically present but emotionally absent. When you needed comfort or understanding, they were unable or unwilling to provide it. You might have felt alone during key moments in your life, wondering why they couldn't connect with your feelings. This emotional void can leave a lasting impact, making it difficult for you to identify or express your emotions as an adult. Children of emotionally unavailable parents often develop fear of vulnerability, associating emotional expression with rejection or indifference. This can lead to difficulty forming deep, meaningful relationships and a tendency to suppress emotions. Healing from this involves learning to validate your own emotions and seeking out relationships where emotional connection is reciprocated. Start by exploring your feelings in a safe environment, such as therapy or a supportive community. Gradually, you'll learn to embrace vulnerability and trust others with your emotional experiences, fostering deeper and more fulfilling connections. The ninth sign of emotionally immature parents is that they're highly reactive. Small issues can trigger big emotional outbursts, creating a volatile and unpredictable environment. You might remember feeling like you had to walk on eggshells to avoid setting them off. This unpredictability teaches you to prioritize their emotions over your own, often at the expense of your own mental health. For example, a simple mistake like spilling a drink might result in an explosive reaction. This overreaction creates an atmosphere of fear and hypervigilance where you're constantly scanning for potential triggers. As an adult, this pattern often translates into difficulty regulating your own emotions or an overwhelming need to avoid conflict. Being aware of this is essential. Work on separating their emotional volatility from your sense of self-worth. Practicing mindfulness and emotional regulation techniques can help you respond calmly in high-stress situations, breaking the cycle of reactivity and reclaiming your emotional peace. The 10th sign of emotionally immature parents is they invalidate your feelings. When you express emotions, they dismiss or mock them, saying things like, "You're overreacting," or "That's not a big deal," or "You're too sensitive." This can leave you feeling like your emotions are wrong or unimportant. As a child, this invalidation creates confusion and self-doubt. You may have learned to suppress your feelings, internalizing the belief that they're not worth expressing. As an adult, this can lead to difficulties in trusting your emotions or feeling ashamed for having them. Like I mentioned before, healing involves learning to validate your own emotions, acknowledge their importance, and surround yourself with people who respect and value your feelings. By practicing self-awareness and seeking support, you can break free from this cycle and reconnect with your authentic self. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my channel.